Welcome back. Should I say good morning because it's already 38 past 2 a.m. in the morning? Sunday, or should we say a good afternoon or a good evening? Our brothers, regardless of the time you'll get this video or you get this analysis. So, as usual, this is the weekly analysis or weekly forecast. And I'm going to be too brief. I'm going to be too brief about today's session because I don't have enough time. Okay, this is a Sunday, and I'm not going to look at Sunday because Sundays people are trading BTC. Now let's look at a Monday. Monday, what are we looking at? There is a moderate volatility expected on Monday, but as I already said, don't lose your gut. So Monday, there is, I think, a Fed who will be speaking GDP on the CHF quarter 3, and as I always tell you, remember Q3 is the last, all is the middle. I mean, these are the prime quarters in any economy, the second one and the third one. Let's exclude the first one and the fourth one, but the second one and the third one, these are the quarters, I mean prime ones, which highly determine how the financial year will move. Are we together? So if that's so, let's look at other pairs. On Tuesday, what are we having? ECB Supervisory Board member Chominen will be speaking. What next? Still moderate volatility expected, but as I already said, don't lose that. So on Wednesday, we're having GBP, and they're forecasting a slight decline in the CPI. And remember, it's the general population. They're saying, talking about CPI, we are talking about general what? The general population. But mind you, reference to this, core CPI, you'll get the final verdict or the final answer. Okay? Yeah. The one for month over month, it's flat. So this whole scope is here. Yeah. This one, year over year. They didn't give you the one core or month over month. So you have to differentiate between core CPI, okay? Core CPI and CPI year over year. Are we together? Now let's proceed. I'm looking at still on Tuesday we are having Euro year over year CPI. There is an increase, the European economy, and the one for month over month, they have given it already. So if this so, which means all countries in the Eurozone, they aren't performing badly at all. Now let's wait for the actual, all you can analyze and see. You can get in-depth analysis. I've already explained several times, but now you can do this analysis. So there is no need for me to dive deeper into it. Now let's proceed. What crude oil inventories, you can see. Crude oil inventories, building permits for September, you can still analyze FOMC meeting minutes. Now what are we having on Thursday? On Thursday, I'm looking at German PPI, producer price index, month over month. So if it has been increasing, you know the effects. So it left, the previous one was -1, and if it's flat, which means producer price indexes, are we together? If they were, when they were in negative, they were too low. But if they're flat, this is a win-win for the general public and the big players, I mean the central banks. Okay? The monetary policy crafters. Let's proceed. This is Thursday, and the Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index. Now read about this report, Philadelphia, because it's really highly impactful on the dollar. Okay? It really decides a lot on the US economy. Existing home sales still on the dollar. Now, what are we having on Friday? I'm looking at our retail sales GBP, and now we shall be here receiving the after effects during the learning session for the previous what? the previous CPI. Okay. Let me see. When is that CPI? On Thursday, we shall be receiving the after effects. If it proceeds or if it's postponed, then we shall receive it on Friday during the New York session. This is a Friday. S&P 500, global manufacturing PMI, S&P global services PMI November. Let's wait and see. What are we anticipating? Still more on Friday, the heavy side. I think it's done, and I think let's first look at our technical analysis. And this was my last signal I gave you to those ones who are trading spot, and I told you it's a buy. Where is it? Let me first reload my charts. First reload my charts, then we proceed. Yeah, this is Euro USD. Those ones were in the VIP. I gave you the signal and I told you to buy. And if I'm to look at this structure carefully and critically, you can see that the market is right now at the rightful place for it to do what? Execute. So, in my verdict, I would really and I recommend you to enter buys on Euro USD. No time wastage. And there is no way you're going to ask unless you use the comment section, but it will be right. Now, as I always say, I don't always analyze pairs which are always correlating. So I want to analyze GBP because it's always moving in the same direction as the Euro USD. So this was the signal I give to those ones still in the VIP on gold. I don't know, but this one I provided to them at night yesterday. It was a Friday night, so I wanted them to execute within here. They do what? Then they do what? They see what's really going to happen, or they get something. So for those ones who are going to use it, please utilize it. But I think you can see the performance metrics. It hasn't been really bad to those ones who are in the VIP. So because I've been giving them clear signals and perfect entries to those ones, all members in the VIP. Let's look at a BTC USD. So on Monday, we shall still use that same signal. It's really and still varied. So this is GBP USD, and I last gave this signal to those ones who are in the VIP, and it's really still varied. It is really still valid unless when we break below this level, unless when we break below this level. So I will anticipate more sales lower. Okay. I will anticipate more sales lower the moment we break below this level. But honestly, we are still shooting higher. Let's look at a USD card. This is USD card, and this was my signal still. I gave to those ones who are in the VIP, and still this signal is really varied. The signal is still varied. Now, with the issue of risk management, I can give you where I'm anticipating the market to reach all the market trend, but with the issue of your stop loss, it's you to really think about your capital because I'm not in your account. I can't calculate your capital. It's you to risk what you can really afford to lose. So that signal is also still what? Is also still valid. Let's look at a USD sorry. Now this is USD and I anticipated a buy, and according to me, this price level here, which I selected for the buy, is still valid. But let's wait and see how the weekly start will do what? How the weekly start will impact the US dollar. Let's first look at the DXY before we anticipate it on the pair wisely. If you look at this pair and if you look at this matrix, it seems that the market is really what? Is really bullish. And this retracement at this level, it didn't pull any liquidity, but in regard, it just decided to do what? Just decided to go up. And if you to be trading this index, or if you to be analyzing this index, please and please, this level is too critical. The moment we exceed this level and we move more than 20 pips, just know, have to protect your account. Let's look at the AUD card. Now this is the AUD card, and this is the signal I gave to those ones in the VIP previously, and I think it played out really and really well. Oh, God is on our side. I think that's what I can say. But if you're to be serious, and if you're serious, this level is still really varied. The level is still varied for buys. Okay, the level is really still varied. Now let's look at NASDAQ before I close my shirts. Now this is NASDAQ, and if you're to be looking at NASDAQ, this stock is really, really, really relative to those ones who are trading them, those ones who are trading stocks, and that's my signal. That is the signal I can really and honestly provide to you, those ones who are trading NASDAQ. Now let's look at a Spotify. I really like Spotify because I always trade it, and I'm a proud Barcelona fan. That's why I really like Spotify. I think it's crossed. Somebody does appreciate Spotify. Anyway, let's end here. The breast have the breast.